Alright, it's been a while since the last Q&A and the questions are starting to pile up, so I'll do another one now. In fact, the next bunch of videos I do is all going to be Q&As until I get caught up on all the questions that I've gotten. Now, the first comment comes from a guy whose screen name is Romorro Pereira. He said, has anyone said that you sound, talk, and look like B-Pack? That's Ben Pakulski. He's a professional bodybuilder. He weighs like 300 pounds. I do not. He's got blue eyes. I do not. He's got blonde hair. I do not. So no one has ever said that I look like that guy in any way, and it's likely that no one ever will again. As for sounding and talking like him, I think I have read once that someone thought that the way we present information is very similar, but aside from us having the same first name, I don't see any resemblance at all. Now the next comment comes from a guy whose screen name is Odal Gestapo. This comment comes in response to a video in which I explained as clear as day why the underhanded chin-up is generally easier than the overhanded pull-up for most people. Then this guy comes along and writes this, but neutral grip is easiest, which indicates to me that he missed the boat entirely, as the video had nothing to do with that. Now, even if it did, you can't just make such a bold claim, because strength is developed through stress and repetition. You can consciously guide your efforts to excel at something that goes against the grain or breaks the rules per se. For example, in my life, I've devoted more time to pull-ups than chin-ups, to the point where my pull-up performance outweighs my chin-up performance, irrespective of whether or not I'm using an underhand or a neutral grip. So you can't just make such a bold claim, as it simply isn't true, although it might be for some people. The next question comes from Mom Black. He said, is bending your legs back during a pull-up less beneficial than legs straight down? Anytime I see the word beneficial, it comes down to why you're doing what you do. If you're doing pull-ups so that it has transference to something else you do, like rock climbing, then you want to do it in a way that replicates that most. So legs straight down, most likely. If you're doing the pull-up to impose a demand on a specific muscle or specific group of muscles, then the principle you need to be aware of here is stability is a prerequisite to force production. The more stable you are, the more force you can produce, and the more effectively you could direct the stress onto the muscles that you want to. I know for me, when I bend the knees, I can contract my hamstrings and my glutes. That stabilizes my body, and I could pull more effectively. So you need to pick the way you do it based on what provides the most stability and most comfort for you. So it comes down to why you're doing what you do. Pedro A asks, would consuming 10 grams BCAAs before cardio in the morning still be considered fasted cardio? Now, Pedro, you don't need me to answer that for you. A quick Google search will provide you with the definition of fasted, but I'll spare you. Fasted means to abstain from consuming. Consuming 10 grams BCAAs means you have consumed. You have not abstained from consuming, so you're no longer fasted. Now, a better question might have been, would it be beneficial to do this? Which once again comes down to why you're doing what you do. If you wanted to lose muscle, then I would say that doing this is not advantageous for you. If you wanted to preserve muscle, then doing this might be more advantageous for you. So it comes down to why you are doing what you are doing. Now, the last comment comes from a guy whose screen name is Chicken. I'm not even making that up. And he said, not bad information, but you come off like a conceited douchebag. But hey, it's your channel after all, right? Now, the first thing I noticed that he got wrong is he wrote not bad information. It's the best. The best means there's nothing better out there. I've looked. People have sent me links for other things, and everything I see is total fucking garbage. That's why I'm doing this in the first place. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. So that is what I am doing. As for coming off like a conceited douchebag, well, that's your opinion. Opinions are like assholes, and everybody's got one. You're certainly entitled to yours. In my opinion, you come off like a hater. Reminds me of an old 50 Cent line. He said, and you should love it way more than you hate it. Nigga, you mad? I thought that you'd be happy I made it. I'm that cat by the bar toasting to the good life. You that faggot-ass nigga trying to pull me back, right? And then he goes on to say, I'm going to tell you like Banks told me. Cuz, go ahead and switch the style up. And if they hate, then let them hate. And watch the money pile up. Now, I know some people probably take that out of context. They say, oh my God, he said faggot, he said nigga, he's sexist, he's racist. Reminds me of an old Eminem line. He said, and it's absurd how people hang on every word. I'll probably never get the props I feel I ever deserve. Now, whether you like this or not, whether you share this or not, whether you click the fucking button at the bottom of the screen that you're looking at, subscribe to the channel, and support me or not, ain't nothing gonna stop me from continuing, because I've been continuing to provide the best information you're going to find in your lifetime as it relates to training to build muscle, get stronger, lose fat, look better, perform better, all that fucking shit. Ain't nothing going to stop me from continuing to try to empower as many people as humanly possible for free. And if you can't respect that, your whole perspective is whack.